So, you want to make content, but you're afraid of talking in front of the camera. I'm going to give you 5 tips that are going to change your perspective of talking in front of the camera, boost your confidence, and you're going to be able to walk away and start using these things today. And I'm going to try and do this in under 8 minutes, all in one take, just to prove the point that I am trying to make. First of all, if you are going to be speaking, and to be clear, this is for content creators, not influencers. And the reason I say that is because it's going to be a little bit different for influencers. Content creators being people who want to build a community around a particular topic, and maybe you have products and services, or you're going to be creating products and services around that particular topic. This is going to be for you. You're going to spend a lot of time talking, because if you think that you're going to be able to have classes, sell books, speak at events, want to have people book calls with you, and you can't even talk to a camera, you are out of your mind, friend. You got to get it together. But it's really not that hard. And it's something that I think a lot of us overthink, and we give ourselves anxiety about it. So, first and foremost, is preparation. Practice makes perfect. You would not set out to run a marathon and never practice or never train. You would not say, I'm going to run a marathon. I've never run before, but the first time I'm running is the day of the marathon. You're going to make a fool of yourself. Okay. So, the goal is not to put together all these notes and then practice and then put together one video and it's phenomenal. You get better with time. You grow with time. And it's best if you learn to compound things over time. So instead of starting your videos and worrying about everything, the hook, the title, the on screen text, what should I say? How long should the video talk be? No, take time and think about, okay, well, what do I want to talk about? Cool. Have a main point, your main idea. At some point, you're going to learn how to sharpen that into a hook. But in the very beginning, you just need to make more videos. I'm not telling you to throw out anything. I'm not saying that quality is not better than quantity, because it is. You want to put out quality, but quantity is what's going to help you to get those reps in. And so, a lot of the issues that people have with speaking is that they're not doing it enough. If you go back and look at some of my older videos, even on this channel, you will see that my speech is a little bit different. Maybe it's a little bit slower. Maybe I pause a lot more. I don't know. I haven't gone back in a while, but I know that I am a little bit more poised when it comes to my speaking now than when I first started. And that's the point. It's because I speak every day on camera, or just about every day on camera. Some form is long form, some form is short form. But the biggest thing that you need to do is speak freely, give yourself permission to make mistakes, make multiple videos, and don't overly correct yourself. Don't overly edit. Take editing out as much as you can. Yes, you're going to have to clip some things out. You may want to trim a video. For instance, I want this to be an 8 minute or so video. So if it gets to be longer than 8 minutes or so, I'm going to trim it down. But it's probably just going to be one long take. And that is because I thought about what I wanted to say ahead of time. I thought about what I wanted to say first, and I know how to tie those ideas together. And so you will get better with time. Take the pressure off of yourself in that regard. Now, the second thing that I want to say is you, not y'all. You, not y'all. Y'all is more so for influencers. But when you are speaking on a particular topic, a lot of times you can take the pressure off of yourself by focusing on talking to one person. It's only one person on the other side of that screen. Nobody's like taking your video and screening it in front of the masses. So typically, when somebody's watching YouTube, when you're watching TikTok, it's just you holding your phone. So it's you, it's not y'all. The reason that that's also important is it helps you to relax a little bit when you're speaking. Even in real life, talking to more than one person at a time is overwhelming. I'd rather talk to one person than a group of people. It's just overwhelming. It feels intimidating. And so if you're saying y'all and you're thinking about, oh, thousands of people are going to see this, that might make you a little bit more anxious. Whereas if you say you, you're just talking to one person. And when you say you, it helps you to bring that conviction in your point a lot smoother. One of the things that I've shared with y'all is I'm always making content for myself. Years ago, I made content for the girl that I used to be, the woman that I used to be, the things that I wish I had known, and the things that I observe about people just like me. Maybe it wasn't my experience, but I know a little bit about it and I share it from that perspective. So by me speaking like that, I'm always talking to like my little sister or my cousin or a friend on FaceTime. And that's how social media feels for me. And so if you can get into that practice of you, not y'all, you will deliver better content. It will be more convicting, and you will allow yourself to be a lot less stressed out, a lot less stressed in the process. Now, notice I've been making eye contact this entire video. Sometimes I look away when I'm thinking about something, or when my mind wanders to something else, whatever the psychology behind that. But Number three is don't be weird with your eye contact, because some people, when you tell them to make eye contact, they start doing weird stuff like, no, you don't need to talk like this to the camera. You just need to find wherever the camera is on your device. I always use my phone and I look at the camera, I blink, because it should be like a natural flow of conversation. If I feel the need to look away, I look away. If I want to think about something, if my mind wanders, if something moves on my floor over there, I'm going to shift my gaze. It is unnatural to look at someone like this and to do this. You're going to come off very weird and scary, and you're probably going to feel that you're being weird and scary, and you're going to make your experience even worse. Okay. So the next thing, read more. And the last two actually kind of go together. So you're going to read more, and it doesn't matter what you read. Okay. You read more so that you can improve your cadence, and you read more so that you can think about vocabulary as you speak. I don't use decorated vocabulary in my speech unnecessarily, but I find that the things that I read do influence my speech, meaning I don't use a lot of slang in my everyday speech because, quite honestly, I don't speak to enough people who use slang, and I don't read books that would use slang. I speak in regular standard English, and I speak in the same tones that I would find in material that I'm reading. And you would be surprised at how much that helps you, because the things that you consume are the things that come out of you. Just like being a believer, I read the Bible a lot. And so I will find that it's easy for me to speak to people, to offer advice, to be convicted even in my own life, because the word is on my heart. And so if trash is going in, trash is going to come out. If whatever you're consuming, whatever music you listen to, whatever you read, whatever you watch, that will influence your speech. And so if you find that you don't have the ability to pull sentences together, to pull cohesive thoughts together, it might be because you just need to switch up with what you're reading. Now, the last thing I said, these kind of go together. Write, journal. And it's not because you're going to write it and read it to people. It's not because you're going to write it and publish a blog. You can if you want. I like having a blog. I like having a Substack and all of these things, but you're writing for the same reason that you're reading. You want to have an output and a delivery of your thoughts. And a lot of times, the things that you end up writing about will spark an idea for a video. And when you write, you learn to train yourself to speak and to deliver your thoughts in a cohesive way that makes sense, right? So I know that these are not necessarily things that seem difficult. They probably don't seem like they're going to help you at all. But if you take these tips and you put them together and you rinse and repeat every day, challenge yourself to make a video or two or three every single day for the next 90 days. And you'll be surprised at how much better you get at speaking. Even 30 days will make all the difference. If we're talking about for YouTube, you really don't need to make a video every single day. But if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you're doing short form content and your goal is to speak better and more eloquently, to have a better flow, to be more cohesive with your thoughts, do it. Now, a little closing tip that I would add is don't put so much pressure on yourself to perform well. You're going to blunder. You're going to pause in your speech. You may want to challenge yourself to toss out filler words. I do my best to not use filler words. And what helps me to not use filler words is pausing. Throughout this video, I've paused, but you probably just didn't notice because it was very natural in the conversation flow. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect, but also give yourself the opportunity to not cling to old systems of using words that you know you don't want to use in your speech. So take time, be graceful with yourself, and add all of those things into your repertoire. And I'm pretty sure that you will be speaking like a pro pretty soon, friend.